Guys, this is iDevice Lab 009 and in today's video I'm going to show you how to downgrade the iPod Touch 4 to any iOS version you want fully untethered. So let's get started. So if you watched my previous video, you know that I downgraded the iPhone 4S from iOS 9.3.6 to iOS 5.0 fully untethered, and you can do this with your iPod Touch 4. So the idea is that LuxGD has talked with Synacag, which is the developer for the Rebus Antwikis V6 and the Checkmate A5 exploit. Here is his repo. So all of the links will be down in the description, and let's get straight into the video. For Legacy iOS Kit, click on code and download zip. I already have it downloaded, so I am going to stop, and also go to ipsw.me, go on the iPod Touch and look for iPod Touch 4 and download the iOS 6.1.6 IPSW, which is the base IPSW. Click on download and this will start downloading. I already downloaded it, so I will stop, and also download the target IPSW, which is any IPSW that you want. And if you're wondering why there are two iOS 4.1 build numbers, is the 8B117 is the first release and the 8B118 is the second revision. They are practically the same, and I will download this as well. Download, and I already downloaded it, so I will stop. But you will have Legacy iOS Kit here. Open a terminal window, do cd space and drag and drop the Legacy iOS Kit folder, and now do /restore.sh to launch Legacy iOS Kit and click enter. And if it asks you to update, click yes. And now I will run the script again. But before we do this, please keep in mind that I had some complaints on my previous video which said that the downgrade led them to have a white screen of death or be stuck in recovery mode. This occurs because you are trying to downgrade to an iOS version that the iPhone 4S or the iPod Touch 4 doesn't support, as this comment basically explains the best. So please experiment with more versions. And now I will plug in the iPod Touch 4. Perfect. And now we can run the script again. Perfect. And now we can go to restore downgrade and DRAV6. And now we need to select the target IPSW, which is the version that we want downgrade. In my case is 4.1. And let's select the base IPSW, which is 6.1.6. And now we can start the restore. Here it will ask you if you have 8 GB of RAM or higher. This will be used for speeding up the download process of the IPSW, and I will click yes. And the verbose boot is the text that appears on the screen. I will say no, as it gives us a cleaner look. And we need to click yes to send the device to recovery mode. And let's click yes to enter DFU mode. So follow the instructions shown by Legacy iOS Kit. Perfect, and now it's restoring to iOS 4.1. Okay, we do not need to disconnect our device, we aren't done yet. We need to click enter to enter DFU mode. And it looks like we are stuck in recovery mode and Legacy iOS Kit isn't progressing any further. So I will close Legacy iOS Kit, I will terminate, open it back up. We need to exit recovery mode. That didn't work. Let's relaunch Legacy iOS Kit again. Let's go to useful utilities, clear NVRAM. We need to enter DFU mode, follow the instructions on screen. And now our device should reboot now, and we are still stuck in recovery mode. Let's enable the exploit as a last resort. We need to enter DFU mode again. and we are still stuck in recovery mode. This usually means that unfortunately my iPod Touch does not support iOS 4.1, and let me quickly install iOS 5.1.1 on it and I'll be back.
5 minutes later.
Alright, as you can see, I downloaded iOS 5.1.1 and hopefully we will have more success. Let's relaunch Legacy iOS Kit. Let's go to restore downgrade DRA v6 and let's select the target IPSW, which is 5.1.1 IPSW, and let's select the base IPSW, which is 6.1.6, and let's start the restore. Here it will ask you if you want your device to be jailbroken. I will say yes. Say yes if your Mac has 8 GB of RAM or higher, and let's select no for the verbose boot. And let's enter the FE mode, so follow the instructions shown by Legacy iOS Kit. Perfect, and hopefully the device should now boot up. Perfect, and as you can see, iOS 5.1.1 worked. And now let's set it up. English, Romania, enable location services. Let me connect to Wi-Fi. It activated, set up as new iPod Touch. Skip this step, skip, agree, agree, don't send, and start using iPod Touch. And there we go, we are jailbroken. We're on 5.1.1, general about 5.1.1, and as you can see, it may not work with iOS 4.1, but try different versions, it will most definitely work. So thank you so much for watching, comment, like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.